You've heard of NASCAR at a football stadium. You've heard of NASCAR at a baseball stadium. But get ready for this one. Have you ever heard of baseball at a NASCAR track? I almost said NASCAR stadium. But yes, there's reports that there's the potential, or it's possible, there's a legit possibility that there could be an MLB baseball game at Bristol Motor Speedway. Yes, Bristol Motor Speedway just hosted it's one of its two NASCAR dates yesterday. A great race, by the way, which we will talk about tonight. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We'll talk more about it tonight. We'll do our weekly live stream in which we talk about the race weekend. So make sure to tune in for that. 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific, and I guess 4 Mountain Time. So yeah, make sure to tune in for that. But today, for now, for this minute, 5 minutes, however long this ends up being, we're going to talk about the potential of an MLB game at Bristol Motor Speedway. Here's what the report says. Fox Sports host Chris Myers mentioned on Sunday's Food City 500 pre-race show that Bristol Motor Speedway will be the site of a future Major League Baseball game. No other details were mentioned by Speedway officials, although rumors circulated it could be a game between the Atlanta Braves and Texas Rangers. Atlanta has a strong following in the region with a radio and television presence. Texas has a local connection with outfielder Evan Carter, an Elizabethton native, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, helping lead the Rangers to their first World Series championship in 2023. It is believed the game will take place in 2025 with the 2024 MLB schedule already set. So yeah, very random indeed, but Bristol is not a stranger to unique sporting ideas. We have seen Bristol host a dirt race in NASCAR. We have seen Bristol host non-NASCAR, non-racing events before. Remember back in 2016, there was a college football game hosted at Bristol Motor Speedway between Tennessee and Virginia Tech. I think Tennessee won. But yes, it was a full-blown football game. They put a football field inside the track. They put up some extra grandstands inside the track. They used the grandstands, which can host or hold like 100,000 people. It's a big venue, but it's baseball's different. You know, the football is you got the square, you put it. It's pretty straightforward. And I know that we've seen before teams share stadiums, like in Oakland. I think the A's and the Raiders shared a stadium before, so we have seen that a baseball and a football stadium can fit in the same place. But my question is, how would they fit a baseball stadium or a baseball field in Bristol? I'm sure they can do it, but what do they have to tear down in terms of walls, in terms of other facilities? What do they have to move around inside of Bristol Motor Speedway to make this baseball game work? And then obviously the report said it would be a game. My question would be, is that a single game? I know it says game, so that implies a single game, or would it be like a 3-game, 4-game series? Because, in the MLB, they usually you play a team by series. Even when they do, I think other unique venues or different places, they usually do it in series, right? I'm pretty casual on the MLB side. I usually just watch the Rangers. That's about it. But yeah, it's bizarre. It's unique. It's crazy. Once again, we've seen Bristol do kind of this crazy side quest. Is that a right way to put it? Before we've seen them do some of these crazy ideas with the football idea. We've seen NASCAR go in a football stadium before. So, and there's the report that NASCAR could potentially do something at Dodger Stadium, whether it's inside the stadium or around it. But kind of flipping the script here. There could potentially be a game in 2025 between the Texas Rangers and the Atlanta Braves. On the baseball side of things, I couldn't tell you much. That's not really my thing. As I said, I'm pretty casual unless it's the Rangers. So I couldn't tell you from a baseball fan's appeal. I don't know what to tell you other than Bristol Motor Speedway. It's one of NASCAR's most iconic venues. It's a half-mile short track. It's known as the Last Great Coliseum. It's got a lot of seats that you could fit fans into. It's a really cool place from what I've heard. I've never actually attended a race there. I've driven by it before, but all good things are said about Bristol Motor Speedway. It's a great racetrack. From what I've heard, it's a great facility. So I'm sure it'll be great for a baseball game. It's just a matter of how do they logistically make it work? How do they get the baseball field in there? How do they set it up? And what do they have to move around to make the unique shape that is a baseball field? So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments on that. And then no other big news in NASCAR. Big news on the Xfinity side. BJ McLeod Motorsports is going to run a part-time Xfinity schedule the rest of the year. They've been running full-time up to this point, but it's only been 4, 5 Xfinity races so far. So as for that, no big Cup news, nothing yet. Waiting on the entry list for COTA. Then we'll talk about COTA. But so once again tonight, we'll be talking about Bristol, the races that happened, the truck and the Cup race. And then we'll be looking forward to next weekend at COTA. And then F1 is in Australia. So it'll be a fun time talking about that. So once again, make sure to show up for that. We'll talk about that kind of stuff. But as for today, the main topic, a baseball game at Bristol Motor Speedway. Who would have thought? So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys tonight for the live stream.